Katrina.
I'm Gina.
I'm Christina,
and we're the Gorgeous Geeks.
And we're here today to talk about the Wolverine.
Yay!
Which, it was funny because we were watching a trailer that came on TV or something, and they're like, this is the Wolverine movie fans have watched to see. And my little sister's like, and how come it's not rated R? And it's like, that's so true, which it was still a good movie, but it could have been improved upon so much more if it was rated R.
I mean, if you think about it, people, I know studios sometimes don't want to go that route because they want movies to make money. But if you think about it, a movie like Kill Bill, which had a lot of blood and everything,
Ridiculous amount.
But it still made a lot of money.
Well, this X-Men franchise, these superhero movies, they have so many kids that are into the franchise and they love it. Little kids get their Wolverine claws, but it's like, what do you think he used those claws for? So, I don't know. They think she just kept it rated R, and parents should just caution their children, like, hey, this guy has claws and he uses them. They are not.
The thing about it is that it really wasn't. I mean, it was PG-13 or whatever, but like he was still dropping F-bombs and swearing in the movie and stuff.
And he beat up people, and
the only thing that was missing was just more blood.
For it to be.
That's
but there were moments, and I'm like, I know this could go a little farther, but they're not taking it there because I know they don't want to because it's not rated R.
Right.
Like, I want to see more. I like what was in there. I like, it's Japan and the whole live and feel and history.
Do you want to see the crazy berserker rage?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you see Wolverine fighting all these ninjas, and it took me back to New Avengers when they were fighting the Hand, and there was all these ninjas there.
Right.
And I was just ready to see Wolverine fight all these ninjas. Now, it kind of gives the impression that he doesn't, well, I guess he doesn't have all that samurai ninja warrior training in this movie because all that stuff that happened in his past is really just going on right now in this present. So I understand that he's not a trained samurai warrior yet or whatever, but I still wanted to see some more fighting ninja action.
Right. I actually got excited at one point in the movie when I saw all the ninjas, and then it was like,
yeah, I was a bit like the movie would have
wasted 100 ninjas.
The movie could have gone a different route. I was kind of expecting, I guess when I saw the previews and the trailers, that he would have been in Japan, like learning all this stuff for like maybe a while, so he'll learn how to become all that ninja training and stuff like that.
No, that's
but
not
they didn't go. They didn't go that route at all.
You know what?
But the movie still was good.
It was good, but I'm just saying it would have been a much better film if it was rated R.
Right. You know what? Whenever I see a bunch of ninjas now, I always compare
to
Ninja Assassin. I'm like, this is what a bunch of ninjas are supposed to do.
A lot of people don't like that movie.
I love that movie.
Because to me, like Ninja Assassin, that was like, this is how ninjas should fight.
This is how ninjas should be. I mean, I'm not from Japan,
but there was more I saw more blood and rage in Ninja Assassin, far more than I would have seen in this movie.
In this film, Wolverine is haunted by what happened at the events of X3. Spoiler alert: if you haven't seen it, you should have had it by now. He killed Jean because he had to. So he keeps seeing the ghost of Jean, and
which that got aggravating.
That did get aggravating after a while. I'm just like,
get over it.
Kinda, I guess. It just kind of brought me back to how annoyed I was in Batman Dark Knight Rises, when I'm just like, you still aren't over this chick, Rachel.
Well, Jean is clearly like the love of Wolverine's life. Like that's just how they've always painted it. But
to me, Mario, he's traumatized over a rose.
But yeah, basically. But Mariko was like a close second to me, like in the books, and they didn't really portray that in the movie. But like I said, but it would have been like a 3-hour-long movie if they would have done.
No, I thought it was fine because he was so stuck on her. So I was glad that he moved on. But I've seen so many. He moved on enough. Look, I've seen enough Asian dramas, and I'm just like, I'm just waiting for them to do something, and I'm just like, I really hope that it's not just a hug or a hold. I know a hug is a big deal. But
you know what? That's from you watching Asian dramas. This is an American, basically.
I know,
Film.
but in my mind, I'm like, please just indulge me.
But
Please
I
indulge
guess
me.
like he cared for her. I think he cared for her in the film, but you know, I didn't think it was like he found some peace, but he didn't move. He didn't do anything.
He did move on.
I mean,
not so much romantically, but he did move on.
But
He helped her. She helped him on the path. But she gave him meaning.
But he didn't do anything like as far as like him sacrificing himself. He didn't do anything that he normally wouldn't do. You know, so
But he was in a rut, and he got out of the rut.
I guess she did kind of help him out the rut. But I'll tell you one thing that I really thought was really cool about the movie was like how they managed to make Viper a cooler character in the movie than what she is in the comics.
When I read Viper in the comic books, I really don't care for her at all. And it's just like, why won't somebody just get rid of her? Like, seriously, I can't stand her so much. You know, there's so many characters in the books, like, you just like, why aren't they dead and dead forever? Viper's one, Sin is another. Oh my gosh. No one should hesitate when they see Sin. Kill her now. Seriously, don't hesitate, just do it. Even if you don't believe in killing, just go the distance and kill her. You like, and Viper to me has always been one of those people as well. But in the movie, they really made Viper like a formidable person.
Right.
So I thought, I was like, wow,
She was smart, she was cunning, and she used what she had. You know, sometimes it can get kind of annoying when you see like these really skinny broads beat up like these big muscle bound dudes. I mean, she used her. I like a woman that's a villain that knows how to use her femininity.
Yeah, they did a good job with her, kind of like how they did with you know, Mystique a little bit in the X-Men.
I just kept thinking how my mom was complaining about. She thinks Mystique is like the most awesome person ever because in her mind she just beat up Wolverine in the first one. And so I just wanted to reach over and say, Mom, it's always a woman beating up Wolverine, isn't it?
But I really enjoyed the movie. There were some really cool fight scenes. There were some really cool moments in there. I would definitely. You know,
I mean, there were cool moments. Like, to me, it was nothing on the grand scale that Origin wasn't. A lot of people have a problem with Origin, but like I think it could have been on the level, but it just wasn't quite. I really liked Origin. Besides, you know, what they did Deadpool at the end, but I'm like, man, that fight scene was epically cool though.
Yeah.
They really screwed up Deadpool, but that was so cool.
Yeah.
The whole fight thing, you know.
Yeah.
So to me there was nothing that kind of rivaled on that scale.
Yeah.
It was cool, but on the scale of what was the last superhero movie we saw? Superman. There's just no scale to compare ever again.
I mean, it was a. When I told somebody, I said it was a solid film.
It was a solid film.
It was a solid film. Now if you're like me, I think I'm gonna take up my sister Katrina's rule is that she doesn't watch trailers. I think I might take up that rule because I saw so many Wolverine trailers to the point where you see a lot of the best fight scenes.
Do you know what? But I think the trailers, because I actually did see the trailers, because it's to be honest, there's only certain movies that I really want to see that I refuse to see the trailers, and Wolverine actually wasn't one of them. I'm sorry for like if I'm gonna get blamed or anything, but the Wolverine trailers I did see. To me, they did spoil the movie for me.
I'm not saying that it spoiled the movie. What I'm saying was you got a lot of like the coolest parts of the fight scenes. I thought.
I don't think so. I don't know what trailers you saw.
No, I could have. You know what? To be honest, I could have watched Yukio fight the whole movie.
Yeah, she was cool.
She was really.
I take that back. A lot of his fight scenes, like her fight scenes. They didn't show too much.
I wanted to see.
Do you know the thing about it was with Wolverine? I mean, with the exception of maybe a couple of parts, this could have been with the chasing and the running and just Because part of the movie, I don't want to spoil anything, but it could have been just a regular action film for like most of the part without him Wolverine being there.
Yeah.
Or someone having mutant powers and claws and all that stuff. Really, a big chunk of it.
I'll tell you one thing I did appreciate about this film though, that Hugh Jackman was half naked through the majority of the film. I really appreciated that.
Wow. Problems. Your problems. He was nice though.
No,
I appreciate. I mean, he's getting older, but but it's funny.
I so appreciate Hugh Jackman.
I do.
I so
because
appreciate
he
it.
really owns. I don't think there's another actor in superhero history that has really owned their character the way that Hugh Jackman has. Like he knows he's Wolverine. He is Wolverine. And that's just this thing.
He embraces it, and he'll probably be Wolverine until they say, "Man, you're too old, you're fired."
Right. But he just. But you know what? Like even at the Oscars, when he hosted the Oscars, like he had to do like a song
and dance,
and then he ended the last words of the song with "I am Wolverine." How many actors? And you think about how many actors are like. They did that part and that was just a role. I'm done with it. Don't see me as that role for the rest of my life. I have other roles to do. I have dramas to do. I have other things. Hugh Jackman is not like that.
Right.
And I really appreciate Hugh Jackman being Wolverine. Some people, when I remember when they first had Hugh Jackman be cast as Wolverine, there were people that were saying afterwards this actor could have done it, or this actor could have done it, and this actor could have done it.
I would have held on to it. Like,
I can't. I don't think anybody else.
But you know what? But Hugh, he goes off and does other things. He does a variety.
But that's the thing. He does a variety of things, but he doesn't mind being known as Wolverine.
But I think he just really, really, really. One, he really respects the fans. He respects and he loves the fans, and he respects the fact that this is a beloved character.
Yeah,
this is a beloved character, and that so many people love. The top favorite characters as far as like Marvel is going to be Wolverine and Spider-Man. Those are going to be the two top. If you ask the majority of the people in this country, those will be the two top favorites. And he understands that,
Batman?
She said Marvel.
I said Marvel.
Okay.
I would say that, like he understands this, and so that's why he embraces the character so much. And I think it just shows just how much he respects the fans.
One last thing, there is the after credits, not all the way at the credits, like not, when everything goes away, but there is a scene, there's only one scene, like after they start to play him. That part was probably the most exciting part of the film.
Actually, it was like my little sister screamed to the top of her lungs during this extra part they put in after the credits. And she was a bit embarrassed because I think some of her friends from school was actually
It's
in
not
there
pink.
too.
They were. We high-fived them.
Yeah. So it was
that was hilarious.
But
That's hilarious.
it's just after the part, they show the director's name, the main cast name, and then they show this extra clip. So just wait. Don't just leave as soon as the movie's
I don't understand
over.
why people still do
Yeah.
that.
If it's anything associated with Marvel, just wait a little bit longer.
Yeah.
It's not that big.
I wait for all movies to end now. I just sit and like,
Just in case.
Wizard of Oz, I'm like, I'm seeing these ruby slippers. Like, you better show me some.
I know.
After these credits.
I know.
That is hilarious.
I know. So anyways, tell us what you think, what you thought about the movie. I give the movie 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, it was a solid.
Everybody go see it.
That's all.
Everybody go see it. But you can say that about all the X-Men movies, to be honest.
It was a good film. Go see it.
Go see it.
I guess it's possible, but other ones I really, enjoy. People have their problem with X3. I really liked X3. And I liked X2. And X1, I understand they would breeze through that real fast, but that was like one of the first ones,
So would you say
like
there's things that they could have did better? You can say that about everything.
No, but it was like not like so much different choices. It was just things they could have revved up, Not like this person should have rewrote this whole scene different. It was just, I think it was really the fact that it was PG-13. I think it could have been so much deeper.
It could have been, but
and hardcore.
they're thinking about money and they want people in the seats.
It's
And
a Wolverine
honestly-
movie. People would have seen it anyway.
I honestly don't think it was that big of a deal.
I thought they wasted 100 ninjas.
See, but after watching the X-Men movies, you should know what you would have expected. After watching Wolverine Origins, you should have known what you expected.
No, Wolverine Origins was so much more than that one was, though.
Well, yeah, that's because they had Sabretooth.
And you know, one of my favorite, not even Sabretooth, there's just a bunch of other stuff. And one of my favorite parts in like X2 is when Wolverine is running through the mansion just killing dudes. That's one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, I mean, Wolverine, he did fight. He did fight the people at. He did fight. He did dig into people and stuff like that. But it just wasn't like you said.
Look, when you see 100
wasn't
ninjas.
I'm sorry. In fact, I did. When I saw 100 ninjas, I'm thinking Ninja Assassin. I'm thinking this is about to get bloody and good.
And I wouldn't say in the fight at the end, I would not say it was a good fight. I would say he survived. That's what I would say. He managed to survive. That's my compliment to Wolverine. You managed to make it out
I
alive.
just think the two of you guys had higher expectations.
I didn't have higher expectations.
If you see 100 ninjas,
What? No,
100 ninjas.
there was a part that
Wolverine with 100 ninjas.
This isn't the comic books though. This is the
But it's
X-Men
a
franchise.
It's
Who wastes
It's
ninjas?
an X-Men
Who
franchise.
wastes? Why would you waste
It's an
ninjas?
X-Men franchise.
You know, no, he
That's
said,
because
no,
they got
no, they
60,000.
made us expect it, because Wolverine's like, that's all you brought?
Yeah, exactly.
He said, that's all you brought?
Exactly.
And in X-Men Origins, he was saying that you want to see this animal, you want to see this rage, well, you're going to get it. We never really got it. So no, I didn't expect him to have a slash Dyson slap chop moment with these
100 ninjas.
I didn't expect that. I'm sorry. I just didn't. I'm sorry you guys did, but I did not.
I don't think my expectations were too high.
Right. Because there were 100 ninjas.
I guess they proved that my expectations were too high, but it just was a little bit more, it would have been all right. No, I did like the movie. I'm not saying I don't.
Right. I liked the movie, but they wasted 100 ninjas. I mean, that was 100.
Look, watching
Do you think it's about
that scene, there was a lot of things that Wolverine could have done, but he didn't do. And I didn't understand why he didn't do it. But then I'm like, okay, well, this is part of the X-Men franchise. I'm used to this kind of stuff, so I'm like, let's move on to the next scene.
But the argument is that they wasted ninjas.
Okay, so they did.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. They wasted 100 ninjas.
Okay, all right. Well, anyways, tell us what you
But
got.
I mean, half the other movie could have been like Lethal Weapon or something. Like.
I don't know what to say anymore. Anyways,
You gotta watch the old Mel Gibson flicks when he gets mad and starts fighting. Yeah, she's right.
anyways, tell us what you think. I'm Katrina.
I'm Gina. I'm Christina.
And we're the Gorgeous Geeks.